Welcome back to the Turn on the Music podcast. This is episode 32. My name is Kyle. Back on a winning streak. We got one in a row now. Joined as always by CJ. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to talk about the stuff we're going to talk about this night. It'll be fun.
Yeah. You sound different tonight. Is everything okay?
I upgraded my system.
Woo-hoo!
And apparently I'm clear. And I'm coming
I think
through
you're clear.
nice.
I'm interested to hear what it sounds like on the recording when you send it to me. I want to see the difference.
Yes.
So
my setup is new, my interface and everything there. And then Monday and Tuesday I'll be getting a new microphone.
Same microphone for this one, but the interface is different. So it's crazy. And I was testing my stuff because, when you started testing your stuff, I was like, well, he's about to catch up to me. I better make mine better. So I started playing with mine, and the amount of variance that you can get just by changing plugins and EQs and compressors, I sound like two different people.
But even I said when we tested it the other night, I was just shocked at how clear it was on my end. It makes me, I was kind of talking to you beforehand, but I noticed the next day that I was speaking clear to people in public because of it, because I was more aware of what I could hear. And I was like, oh, yep. I gotta be better about this. So now I walk around and I feel like I'm doing that on the mic voice all the time because I'm hearing everything.
Yep.
So that's pretty funny.
Yep.
But
so this is a test for you this week because you're also using a new recording application.
This is, and right now it shows that it is recording, so that's a good sign.
That's a good thing. So hopefully this one goes better than last week because we had some issues with our episode last week. Totally my fault, twice. So we interviewed Jenny last week, and we were going to use her Zoom audio as our audio. And someone's recording settings for Zoom didn't have the tracks separate, so I had to deal with all three of us on one track. And the problem with that is our voices were all different levels, and I couldn't equalize them out. So I had to go through and duck out the audio when we were talking and then when she wasn't. So if you heard some weird things last week, that's why. And then in the process of trying to salvage all of this, I made a change in my recording software and forgot to change it back when I exported. So there was 2 minutes at the very end that was just dead silence. If you have that version, you can go back to your podcast server of choice and then re-download the episode. The new version is correct. I tested it, so it's good now. And if you don't want to do that, it's okay because the song that we played at the very end, we're going to play on our next week episode. So do you want to talk about the next week episode at all, or do you just want to leave it as a surprise?
Let's leave it as a surprise.
Okay, cool. Then
because we're kind of still gathering everything with it, and it'll be a nice surprise. It's not. It'll
be a surprise for all of us. Us included.
Just go along and see what happens. Before we get into any of the normal stuff we do, like talk about what we're listening to and stuff, I'd like to share something from a listener of ours. This is someone that, in relationship to work, I've known for about a year or so. She's a vendor and stuff like that. And I happened to go to a conference and I had the opportunity to meet her in person. And while I was at the conference, you get to speak to people. And I was sharing out that you and I have a podcast just because we were talking about music and it came up and all that stuff. And one of the people that I met, I started listening to it, and she sent me a little email. She sent me an email just kind of talking about it, and I wanted to share it, and she gave me permission to share it. Her name is Delphina, and she's up in Canada. So she said, over the weekend, I was listening to TOTM, Turn on the Music, and she loves it. I have to admit, I was expecting something else. Don't ask me what I was expecting, maybe just leaning much more heavily into the history of music. But it's more of a conversation among friends that sways into a lot of things as conversations with friends often do. You sound like you're having a lot of fun with your buds. I was listening to episode 30, Nostalgia Christmas, and I feel like I need to chime into your conversation with your friends. And she goes, for your information, I concur. December 1st is when we should start listening to Christmas music and not one day earlier, and I'm all for making it a law. which I thought was funny.
Me too.
And she goes on and she says, I'm a 70s baby and my parents had the huge cornet stereo where they played records. You know, the one with the built-in bar and red velvet lining. It was awesome. And they had one record from the late 70s that had honestly strange mix of somewhat Christmas songs on it. Everything from jazz to gospel music. I can't get through the month without hearing Mahalia Jackson's Go Tell It on the Mountain. And I'm not religious in any way. So she just enjoyed a lot of it. And she said, you've opened my mind and ears to music that's new to me. Thank you. And I'll hear you soon, CJ. Have a fantastic December. It was an unexpected email. And I think we landed a new listener. And, you know, I told her about a few things that we are trying to do. So to kind of develop the conversation amongst our listeners. So I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit, because I know that was kind of on our list.
Yeah. Before we get to that, I'm glad you brought up the nostalgic Christmas, because that was our episode with our friend Nick.
Yes.
Nick sent me this week a new podcast kind of thing that he's doing. So we talked to him last week or 2 weeks ago about how he's writing the Christmas cards as his way of doing his, you know, end of the year thing. He also did essentially a podcast episode where he talked about some of the music that got him through the year. And it's, you know, like Nick, it's, you know, heavily focused on lyrics and, you know, bringing him back to the places that he was this past year. So in the show notes, is the link to it's only on Spotify. It's the only place you can find it, but it is there. And I believe, it's called On the Record with Nick Kreuzman, I think is what it's called. So the link will be in the show notes, and he gave us a little shout out in the middle of it. So thank you for that, Nick. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. I listened to it. It was great. You know, not anything that I would ever listen to, I don't think, but hearing it then, I would think I might listen to some of it, despite one track which actually was about my town and how awful it is. But other than that, it was pretty good.
That's very cool, though. I need to check that out. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So please, just to all that, please email us. Please share your feedback. If you don't mind us reading it on the podcast, just give us permission in that feedback. If you don't, just tell us, and that's absolutely fine. But this is what we want to talk about. We want to kind of build the community globally, in a sense, and we want to bring everybody together through music with music. So didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. And that's what Jenny said last week. You know, she talked about music being the universal language that brings everyone together. And she's right. I
totally agree.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. What are you listening to? Oh, wait. Before we get to that.
So let's talk about what we were about to talk about.
Oh, that's right.
So we were just talking about, you know, emailing us. If you want to get a little bit more personal, we now have a Discord server. So if you want to join our Discord server, yay, please hop in there and say hello. Let us know where you're listening from, you know, your favorite episodes, what you're listening to. There is a channel for what you're listening to. There's a channel for the gear that you use, which I'll be filling out soon. So that's a great place to get in touch with us. You know, we mentioned it briefly when we were talking with Jenny, but season 1 has been our like logistics season, trying to figure out how to make this whole podcast work. Season 2 is about building our community. So the first thing that we're doing is we're launching this Discord server. So please join the Discord server. There will be things in there relating to the second thing that we're going to talk about, which is Twitch. So we are starting to stream live on Twitch. I have been streaming some test streams, and then I've actually done the last 3 nights. So the idea is that I'm going to stream right before CJ and I start recording. So Wednesday I thought we were recording. So I announced that we were streaming, and we turned out we weren't recording Wednesday. We moved it to Thursday. So I started streaming on Thursday. It turned out we weren't recording on Thursday. We moved it to Friday. So I streamed again on Friday.
Blame me. I had to move it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But it's been fun. So Wednesday night, I did some fusion jazz, some Stanley Clarke, and some Jean-Luc Ponty. Last night I did an all Ava Cassidy evening. And then tonight, as I was getting ready to record, I typically do, and I'll tell you, you guys missed a heck of a stream because it was my guilty pleasure playlist. So I was singing along to Taylor Swift, dancing along. So you guys have missed it. So if you want to catch me singing and dancing to Taylor, you better follow us on Twitch because you will see that eventually.
So the idea is with Twitch, we want to play more of the music that we talk about in the podcast. So kind of less chatting on that end and more playing. And then we have some kind of ideas that we're going to have amongst the two of us to kind of just liven up the time. But I think it's great. So in regards to Discord, you may come on and you may see that we are asleep, but definitely start a conversation because we'll totally see it. And I think we'll eventually start setting times that will definitely be on. So you can, we'll have more of a live conversation. And then, there's been some talk about being aware of when we're recording so you can discuss things, come on with us. We're working at some things. We may even rebrand the logo a little bit. There's some talk on that too. So season 2 may be a big change in a good way because of what we've learned.
Yes. Yep. And that's kind of what I want to talk about a little bit more next week. But, things are going to change around here, but I don't want people to think that the podcast itself is going to change. It is going to change a little bit, but I think it's going to change for the better. And we'll talk about that.
Yeah, it's really more like you said to build the community. And we've done a season of we're going to have almost 30 something episodes. And I think we found how we can do that now.
Yeah.
And some of the things that are changing is Kyle's trying to get rid of me. That's really what's happening.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah. Or himself because he can't remember that he's on it too. What he
doing. And thinking back, I haven't introduced myself on Twitch ever. So it's just me doing stupid stuff.
That's too funny. So I can't even. This is when this comes out, the December 18th. Because when this comes out, December 18th, keep an ear out or a look out on social media because we will go live on December 18th on Twitch, which is a Sunday night. Probably hop on about, let's say, 8-ish. Kyle may get on sooner, but I'll definitely be able to get on about 8-ish. So just keep that in mind when you listen to this episode. Yeah.
So December 18th. And I kind of mentioned to CJ an idea or two ideas that we might do, and that might change, who knows. And then we were talking about doing one on January 8th as well as kind of a season wrap up where we just kind of go through and play the artists that we've played, but longer versions of the songs that we've covered this first season.
Yeah. It'll be a lot of fun because we have the holidays on the Sunday, so potentially we can move it to another night, but we'll see what happens right now. So
yep. And I'm thinking about so going back to Twitch, I'm gonna get a schedule going because everyone says that if you have a schedule, people will start coming back. And so the best way to build your channel is to have a schedule. So I'm going to come up with a schedule pretty soon, figure all that out. But I do plan on doing either a Christmas Eve or Christmas Day stream or a New Year's Eve or a New Year's Day stream. I'm not sure what, not sure how long, not sure when. It'll be on the Discord server. It'll be on Twitter. It'll be on Instagram when I figure all that out. So just keep your eyes out for that stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do we have any more housekeeping?
I think that's it for housekeeping.
That's fantastic.
I'm going to move my hands in weird ways.
Yes. I don't know what to do with my hands. Music. What are you listening to this week?
Everything. So Stanley Clark was Wednesday. Ava Cassidy was Thursday. Ava Cassidy again today. And then Victor Wooten. So
listen to Victor Wooten a lot myself this week. Like I'm going to say it right. Triponics. Did I say it right? Tripnotics. Right. There's an N in there. And Palmistry, which I'm a big fan of that album. I really am. That's probably one of my favorites. Probably on the top of the list for him. It's tough. Don't get me wrong. It's tough because for me, Palmistry is not. I think either Tripnotics or Yin and Yang are my favorite.
Well,
that's the other thing because
double album.
I agree with you, but like there's just a couple of things of Palmistry that kind of takes steps up.
Miss
for me.
You, I Saw God.
Yeah, right. So, but it's just again, Victor Wooten's messages that he puts throughout these albums are just fantastic.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, like Thursday, I have a meeting with a bunch of people, and it's a difficult meeting to get through. And I need my strength, so I listened to Victor right before I went to that meeting just to get in the right frame of mind.
Right, so, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
it's having he is that music where it helps you kind of, get focused in a good way. It's not like you say you use Dream Theater to focus yourself. Whereas like, but that's like more focused while you're doing something.
Yeah.
Versus,
that's when I have a ton of stuff and I'm overwhelmed with stuff to do. This is, I needed mental strength to get through this meeting and that's what I got.
No, totally. Yeah. No, I totally see that. So. And, yeah.
What about you? What do you listen to other than Victor?
I'm sorry?
Other than Victor Boutin, what are you listening to this week? Anything?
I think it was mostly Victor Wooten, actually.
Okay.
I
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, I don't think I varied much off of it. There was a couple days I didn't even like really listen to music. I had congestion and stuff like that, so even like just listening to stuff was a little annoying. Not because the music was annoying, just as that type of thing. My tinnitus was very active this week, which was really weird. So that was one of those things where it was kind of like I just heard the buzzing all the time. So it was I can't think of anything else. I think I kept leaning towards that for the simple reason that it was a very stressful week. So it was that music that helped me kind of like relax and kind of refocus and all that stuff.
And that's why I did Ava Cassidy on Thursday night, because I had this big meeting on Tuesday. We had a network failure the day before this big meeting. And then Wednesday, it was trying to catch up from all the things that I couldn't do during the day that I had the big meeting. And I was just, I needed to breathe, and I needed something to kind of bring me down for a little bit. So Ava brought me down from chaos.
What a great, yeah. She really is that, or was that performer. Oh, wow. I didn't even think about it that way. Ooh, that's good. Cool.
Yep.
All right, what are we doing tonight?
So what are we talking about tonight? Stop copying me.
So we've been doing a lot of Christmas music. Okay, so let's bring it back for a second. We've been doing a lot of Christmas music, partially because that's what we grew up with, and that's what we were pretty much in all the time. There are, as we know, other holidays out there. Unfortunately, we are not as well versed in some of these other holidays as we are with Christmas. And I'm going to say Hanukkah just because some of the stuff that I've done in the past was Jewish music or Hebrew, sung in Hebrew and all that stuff. And I'm sure you probably have done some yourself. So I would like propose for next season in the holiday that we have people reach out to us about the other holidays that are out there, like Diwali and Kwanzaa and all that stuff, because I don't know what music is involved. I'm sure we could do the research, but it would be great to hear from other people, because I could read up and bring something, but I wouldn't know why, in a sense.
Right.
And I don't know if you agree with me on that. So please, if when you're listening and you know, or it is your religion, please share with us. And we would love to get to know it more. So for next holiday season, we can share that out. We would love to put that music out.
And I think more than that, one of the things that we've talked about a lot on this show is the connection to the music. And
Agreed.
we don't know that stuff. So we don't have the connection. So I don't even know that I could do it justice.
Exactly.
So having someone either come on and talk to us about it or explain it to us in a way that we're just not reading it off a piece of paper would be, or an email or web page, whatever.
Or as Nick likes to do,
fax,
or
whatever.
As Nick likes to do, please write a letter, put it in an envelope, and stamp it with a wax
seal.
That's how we want it. So tonight we're talking about Jewish music, Hanukkah music, and more on the side of what's out there, even just contemporary wise, like what is out there in a sense. And I have a little mixture. I don't know what Kyle's bringing to the table, but I have a strange feeling I got a little idea, but this is why we do it this way, is because sometimes it's just fun to kind of throw each other off and see what's happening. So I'm going to start with the small list that I have, and then we will shift over to Kyle if that works for you. I think that works, right?
That works for me.
All right. So I was kind of searching, like I know some songs and stuff like that, but I'm also always curious to see, like we have so many different artists that do Christmas music and the different songs and the different interpretations and all that crazy stuff that's out there. So I kind of went into Apple Music and I knew some Hanukkah songs. I was like, I'm curious at what's out there. And I found a really cool playlist. So I pulled some songs off, and we're going to play through them. So the first one, I'm just going to play, and I'm curious if Kyle he probably will guess who sang the song. So this song here from the album, it is called "Oh Hanukkah."
Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, Hanukkah, yeah. Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Dreidels to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are dancing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
Wow.
Yep. It's so good, though. It's so good.
Oh, it sure is. Wow.
This is a playlist that I found. I'm only doing some songs off of it. The playlist is called Hanukkah Plus. Like, it actually, I should say there's an album called Hanukkah Plus out there that this song is on. That's what I should say. The playlist is there's like a mixture of stuff that I pulled together. So from the album Hanukkah Plus, that was "Oh Hanukkah," sung by Jack Black. Right.
Yeah, immediately knew it was Jack.
Yeah, you could. No, I figured you would. So I went through the list, and these are the two songs that I picked off of it. And I'm just going to play the next song without saying who it is, but let's just say they're old friends to our ears.
And around you go. Run real fast. Happy Hanukkah, run. My little sugar bound. On your toes. Happy Hanukkah, and around you go.
Is that Nickel Creek?
No. Well, very good. So the name of the song is Hanukkah Dance, but that was a very good guess. It was the Watkins Family Hour.
Okay.
So you're right there.
I didn't think it was Chris Thiele, but I thought I heard Sarah, and of course the violin. But yeah, that is
right.
Sean. Okay.
So I feel like they're old friends coming back, to enjoy some Hanukkah music.
Episode 4.
Episode 4, yes.
Sarah Watkins.
We were so as I went down for the list, I did pull some people off that I think were more well known, just because of the fact that we wouldn't think that they potentially would have done a Hanukkah song or whatever. So the next one that I pulled off was the Barenaked Ladies. They actually did the album is Barenaked for the Holidays, and they did the song Hanukkah Blessing. So I'm going to play that.
How lucky are we that we have lights so that we can see, although the day is done. What a miracle that a spark lifts these candles out of the dark. Every evening, one by one, until the end of Hanukkah, with the
I love the Barenaked Ladies.
I do too. They're so good. It was very cool to find that. I think they have 2 songs on the album, but I didn't. It was one of the songs I was playing with another group, so I didn't want to double up those songs.
Okay.
But so moving forward within that playlist I found, I've mentioned Matisyahu on the episode on one of the episodes previously, and I'm a big fan of Matisyahu. I think he's very, very talented, and I happen to like multiple of his albums. And the album is called Miracle EP, and the song is called Miracle. but it is is considered a Hanukkah song. And I don't know if it's an old song brought new life. I don't know if it's something they wrote for it, but he is he is Jewish. He is of that descent. So
his father was a rabbi, wasn't he?
I believe so. Yes. Yes. And that is not the song. Sorry. So we're gonna. This is Miracle by Matisyahu.
In the miracle, candles on my vehicle, 8 nights, gonna shine invincible, no longer be divisible, born through the struggle, keep on moving through all this hustle, head up, head down through all of the bustle, New York City wanna flex your muscle, look so down, look so puzzled, huddle around your fire through all the rubble, bound to stumble and fall, but my strength comes not from man at all, bound to stumble and fall, but my strength comes not from man at all. Do you believe in miracles? Am I giving you? So am I seeing you? So eight nights and these fights keep me right and bless me to the highest heights with your miracles.
I just put in some Matisyahu to listen to on Monday at work because
He's so good.
I don't know enough Matisyahu, so I need to.
Yeah, I like his album Light. That's the one that hooked me. So I've definitely listened to Light. Okay. After listening to those lyrics one more time, it's definitely not an old song made new. It's definitely his lyrics, unless he took elements from another song that I don't know about, which is very possible. So if anyone out there listening knows, please let me know. So that's off the EP Miracle, and there's a few versions. I think there's an acoustic version. I think he does one with a choir. So there's a few on there.
Nice.
Moving forward. One of the songs I actually played ahead of time, Kenny G. So Kenny G is Jewish.
Yes.
And but he puts out, he calls them holiday albums. He doesn't call them Christmas albums, but they tend to have a lot of Christmas songs on it. Mm-hmm. This one is from his album Miracles, the holiday album. This is called the Hanukkah Song. A lot of people used to make fun of the fact that he was out there and stuff, and I know not a lot of instrumentalists are not a big fan of his, but he is good.
Yeah, he is.
He really is. He is good, and I do appreciate him.
When I was younger, I didn't like him at all, but recently I have appreciated what he does, and
he may have just came out at the wrong time, and or that generation that he came out for was in such a different world with music.
Yeah, I think that was it.
And yeah, because I agree. Because as I've gotten older, I liked him back then because I'm a saxophonist. As a saxophonist, I was like, oh, this is very cool, blah blah blah. Yeah. But as I've gotten older, you appreciate it more. Mm. The next one I have is also from Kenny G. This is from his album Faith, a holiday album. It's called Eternal Light, a Hanukkah Song. I don't know if it's the same one because I grabbed it real quick. So I may be behind the same wrong. We'll find out. And I was really it's just because it says a Hanukkah song. So I was really just joking about it. So it's a different song called Eternal Light. It is in parentheses a Hanukkah song because I believe it's on one of those albums where there's a lot of Christmas music. So just to differentiate. Now, I'm moving into two groups. One I have a few songs from. One I have one song from. And then we're going to end it in a weird way. Then it'll be fun. So, and I think I forgot two songs, so I may have to bring them back up. No. Okay, we're good. So here we go. Found a group. Now, what wouldn't be sharing music if we didn't bring an a cappella group into this?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to play the song first by the group. This is, I'm not going to even tell the album name because it'll give it away. I don't want to give it away. But I'm going to...
Give it away.
So, Light One Candle is the name of the song.
Light one candle for the Maccabees' children. Give thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demands. But light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand.
Who is that?
Okay, so they're called Maccabees. Macca beats. Okay. I will give you some information on them. I will give you the link to put in the show notes. Just a brief paragraph that I grabbed from their site. Originally formed in 2007 as Yeshiva University student vocal group, the Maccabees, I believe that's how it's said, it's Maccabees, have recently emerged as both Jewish music and a cappella phenomena. With a large fan base, more than 20 million views on YouTube, numerous TV appearances, and proven success with 4 albums, 2010's Voices from the Heights, 2012's Out of the Box, 2014's One Day More, and 2015's A Maccabees Hanukkah, which is where this song comes from, that Hanukkah album. Though the Maccabees aren't your grandfather's synagogue choir, their ideology and identity play an important part in what they do. Strongly committed to the philosophy of Torah Umada, the integration of traditional and secular wisdom, the Maccabees perform an eclectic array of Jewish, American, and Israeli songs. Their breakthrough piece, I'm going to say this wrong, so forgive me, Leka Dodi, is the epitome of this synthesis, combining some of the most beloved words of Jewish liturgy with Leonard Cohen's meaningful and melodic Hallelujah. I didn't bring that song in, okay, but I want to just play. I have a few more songs that they did. The next one is, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but it's Mi Yemalel. It is in the lyrics, so forgive my pronunciation of the. It's been a long time since I've read Hebrew because we used to read it and sing it in college. But it's been a long time since I've done it, so forgive the pronunciation. Here's that next song from the same album.
Malel Grurot Yisrael Otamim Ein Bechodor Yakum Agibor Goel Ha'am Malel Grurot Yisrael Otamim Ein Bechodor Yakum Agibor Goel Ha'am.
So good.
It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. I think it's fantastic. So the next song from that same album is Light Up the Nights.
The scene was set back when a group of fearless men stood up for their beliefs and risked their lives. They acted with one voice and firmly made a choice, this nation be ensured that it survived. Their prayers were answered each day, their minds fixed on their destination. With victory they made their way, no longer deprived. At last they arrived to a miracle lasting for all generations.
They're really good.
They are really good.
They're really good.
Yeah.
The next song is off of their Hanukkah anthology. It is called All About the Niece, I think it's pronounced.
Okay.
It is in the song, the lyrics. Just take that title, let it sink in, and think about what's happening.
Because you know we're all about that nace, no oil. We're all about that nace, no oil.
We're all about that nace, no oil.
We're all about that nace, nace.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. The Maccabees were few. They wouldn't take it, being told what to do. They wanted freedom that we today embrace, and all the rights to pray in all the right places.
The ancient magazines, they put the Greeks on top, oppressed the Jewish state. They had to be stopped, but Maccabees had faith they wouldn't give it up. Our holiday is so much more than spinning plastic tops.
Yeah, my mama, she told me it's not about the food you fry. Faith, family, freedom, we celebrate for a night.
I remember seeing this YouTube video. It's so fun. And to round out their group, and I'm going to go back and listen to them because I just enjoyed the few songs that I happened to listen to and choose. This is I Have a Little Dreidel.
I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, oh dreidel I shall play. Oh dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, oh dreidel I shall play. Dreidel, 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 it loves to dance and spin. A happy game of dreidel. Come play now. Let's begin. Thank you.
Right. That was awesome.
That was amazing. Now, I played Kyle the whole song. I don't know if he's playing the whole song. I'm hoping he does. If he doesn't, you need to listen to the whole song.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, moving on. They're a fantastic group. And it's funny because I remember seeing a YouTube video of them many years ago and just never really thought anything of it. And then when I was going through this, I'm like, oh yeah, they're amazing, blah, blah, blah. So great group. Okay. Found one more. I'm only going to play one song from this group. They're called 613. The song is called, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong, so I know it's the titles in the song, but it's called Al Hanisim or Not Hanisim. Just to read about them, because they're another a cappella group. 613 is a groundbreaking 6-man a cappella vocal band that is bringing an unprecedented style and energy to Jewish music. Wow, Jewish music, with nothing but the power of the human voice. Juxtaposing the traditional and contemporary, 613 is anchored by a strong Jewish identity, fueled by soulful harmonies, intricate arrangements, and their signature dynamic full band-like sound, and driven by a mission to connect Jews around the world with their heritage through music. The band is uniquely comprised of members from varied Jewish denominations and upbringings, creating an entertainment experience that has been universally acclaimed across the globe by Jewish organizations and individuals from equally varied backgrounds and generations. So this is from, it's a single, so it's not from a particular album, but again, it's called Al Hanisim, and if I said it wrong, I do apologize. It is said in the song.
Al Hanisim ve'al ha'purkan ve'al Gevura ve'al ha'teshuvah
great bass line and a great bass.
Right? It is, yeah. They do. There's another version of the single with a super choir. It's called. They have a super choir attached to it. Nice. I didn't pull it because I wanted to hear their more. I wanted them to come out more, but there is another one there.
Nice.
Okay, so this goes into a spiral for the last few songs. just because. So now, mind you, a little story with the I have a little dreidel. My son learned the song, but he doesn't know some of the words very well, so he's been singing dreidel, 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 I made you out of pay. Like, he doesn't know it was clay, and it's really been really funny and stuff like that. And he's being raised Jewish, so this is a big thing for him in this holiday. So it's very cool to be able to go through this and listen to this music. All right, so there is one song that I think is probably one of the more popular songs that are out there for Hanukkah music, and it's an old song. It's called Hava Nagila, right? Mm-hmm. So we've all heard this. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variations of it.
Okay.
And there's a reason for it, because I'm going from an instrumental version, and then you'll hear what I'm saying. So they're all separate. I'm not going to name what albums they're from. It'll be in the show notes because I can write it down to make sure you have them all. But it was just very interesting to hear the different variations. So this is the first variation. All right, first variation. Second variation. The second variation. The third variation. I love this. This is going to be so good. I'm curious if you can guess what this is. And this just goes to show you how this song plays a factor in contemporary as well. That's why I'm playing this. This one I'll probably talk about after it plays.
Time for the hora, everyone. The hora. Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, name is a cut. Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, name is a cut. Hava Naranana, Hava Naranana, Hava Naranana, venis me cut. Hava Naranana, Hava Naranana, Hava Naranana, venis me cut.
Can you guess?
No idea.
Bob's Burgers.
I've never seen Bob's Burgers.
From Bob's Burgers. Oh, you've never seen Bob's Burgers?
Never seen Bob's Burgers.
How dare you? Watch Bob Burgers. Watch it.
Okay.
You'll like it. All right. Fourth one. And we've spoken about this group before, specifically when Nick was on. So I'm just going to play. I'm actually going to bring the volume down on this one a little bit because this will totally knock it out. Okay, let's do this. Here we go. Another variation.
Nagila. Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Benespecha, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Benespecha, Hava Nagila. I wanna wish you a Rosh Hashanah. I wanna wish you a Rosh Hashanah. I wanna wish you a Rosh Hashanah from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Rosh Hashanah. I wanna wish you a Rosh Hashanah. I wanna wish you a Rosh Hashanah from the bottom of my heart.
Me first in the Gimme Gimmes.
That's who I thought it was.
Doing what they're doing to their songs. Either messing them up or meshing them together or whatever. And then my final variation. And I don't know which one I like the most, but this is a fun one too.
Okay.
Here we go. That was Dick Dale.
Okay.
From his album, the Guitar Legend, The Very Best of Dick Dale.
Nice.
So, I have one more song.
Okay.
But so as Kyle said, I'm a newbie to this new program, and my bar is not moving anymore. It's recording, but the cursor's not following it. The playhead.
Click on. So there's at the top. There's a thing that says grid snap, and then a little like link thing, and then an arrow that points to the right.
Yep.
Push that. That
Click
should
on it.
sync it back up.
Okay, let me see if that worked. And it's very confusing. No, didn't work. Let's go back. Oh. See, this is what happens. I got to learn new software last minute.
Mhm.
And there we go. Beautiful. Okay.
Good.
Yes, to round this all out, to have a little fun. So we are in this day and age where Adam Sandler is, he did the Hanukkah song.
Mhm.
And I think that because of him, there's more stuff coming out. Like, I think the stuff that's out there is now more prominent partially because of him. Because even though he did it in a comedic way, he actually created a Hanukkah song that is cool to have, because we have a lot of cool Christmas songs out there, even fun ones that are even funny and whatever. So it's cool. So we're going to play the Hanukkah song by Adam Sandler.
Okay. This is a song that there's a lot of Christmas songs out there, and not too many Hanukkah songs. So wrote a song for all those nice little Jewish kids who don't get to hear any Hanukkah songs. Here we go. Put on your yarmulke, here comes Hanukkah. So much Hanukkah to celebrate Hanukkah. Hanukkah is the festival of lights. Instead of one day of presents, we have 8 crazy nights. When you feel like the only kid in town without a Christmas tree, here's a list of people who are Jewish, just like you and me. David Lee Roth lights the menorah. So do James Conn, Kirk Douglas, and the late Dinah Shore. Guess who eats together at the Carnegie Deli? Bowser from Shanana and Arthur Fonzarelli.
I'm so glad that you played that song. So my portion of the episode was to find Jewish performers who did Christmas music. So
yes,
in my research, I found someone, and I have never heard anyone cover this song before. I found someone who covered this song. I would never, ever, ever expect this person to cover this song. So I'm going to play it for you and see if you can figure out who it is. You can probably figure it by the voice, but let's take a listen.
There are so many beautiful Christmas songs around and so few Hanukkah songs. So I thought we'd try this one for you. Put on your yarmulke, here comes Hanukkah. So much Hanukkah to celebrate Hanukkah, yeah. Hanukkah is the festival of lights. Instead of one-day presents, we have 8 crazy nights. When you feel like the only kid in town without a Christmas tree, here's a list of people who are Jewish, just like you and me. David Lee Roth lights the menorah. So do James Kirk Douglas and the late Dinah Shore. Guess who eats together at the Carnegie Deli? Bowser from Shanana and Arthur Fonzarelli.
And that, of course, was
Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond. Yep.
I didn't know he did the song.
I didn't either until...
What year is that, though? Like
2009.
Wow. Yeah. Are you going to do more about Neil Diamond,
I've
please?
got one more Neil Diamond to do, yes.
So what makes Neil Diamond unique? Because Darren brought it up in his episode. Like he's Jewish. He's Jewish.
Yes. So
it's a Jewish folk, right?
Yeah, and he didn't want to do a Christmas album. Now he's got 3 or 4 or 5, something like that.
Like he put one out in like the early 90s, like Darren said, and then after that there was like 5 or 6 other that came out afterwards. And I mean, he's such an amazing performer. He was such an amazing performer, and he's so unique at what he does that like I'm so. Like Darren said, I was surprised it took so long for him to do it into his career. And I love the fact that he covered that. I'm sorry. So was the next song from him.
So that was from his album Cherry Cherry Christmas. And he wrote a song called Cherry Cherry Christmas. I'm going to play a little bit of that and I'll talk about it for a couple seconds because there's some cool stuff about it if you're a Neil Diamond fan.
Wish you a very merry cherry Christmas and a holly holy holiday too. Underneath your tree, may there always be sounds of harmony, not a song sung blue. Just a very merry cherry Christmas. And if all of those who love you gather near, you'll have a very merry cherry holly holy rockin' rolly Christmas this year.
So if you've never heard that before and you're a Neil Diamond fan, you probably recognize that there are several song titles of Neil Diamond. Cherry Cherry being one of them, Holly Holy being another, Song Sung Blue. And then as the song goes on, Pretty Amazing Grace, If You Know What I Mean, I'm a Believer, Red Red Wine, Sweet Caroline. So he did an interview on the Telegraph, and he said, I thought it might be a fun little novelty just to squeeze in a bunch of my familiar titles as part of the story. I thought it would be just fun and games, but it took me 3 or 4 months to write that song.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
But like, think about that talent there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like just think about the fact that it took someone of his caliber 3 or 4 months, because doesn't he have an album out called, or has an album out called, oh my goodness, now I can't remember it off the top of my head. Continue and I'll see if I can find it.
I love Neil Diamond from the movie Saving Silverman.
Yes, that was so good.
And if you haven't seen that movie, it's got Jack Black, it's got Jason Biggs in it, and Amanda Peet. that who?
I think Amanda Pete is in it.
I think that's Amanda Pete. And the main characters, Jack Black and Jason Biggs, and I forget the other guy's name. They were in a Neil Diamond cover band. And Neil Diamond makes a great cameo in the whole thing.
Right. Yes, it's it's so good.
Yeah.
So the album I was thinking about is called The 3-Chord Opera.
I don't know that one off the top of my head.
It's from 2001. It's one of his higher rated ones. It's such a good album. But it's his talent.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
And that's too funny. That's great. Yeah. I love that cover is so good.
So moving along, this song reminded me of a Seinfeld episode. I brought up Seinfeld earlier. I was talking to someone at work today, and he had never seen the Festivus episode. And I was like, what is wrong with you? So when I explained to him what Festivus was, he thought I was kidding. And I was like, no, you have to find this episode. You need to watch it. But this one reminded me of the episode where Kramer was in Jerry's apartment. Every time he heard like a newscaster's voice, he'd have like a seizure and fall on the floor. This version of this song is very strange. It's a very common song. This is a Barbra Streisand cover of Jingle Bells.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. We're dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. All the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. Oh, what fun it is to sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was.
I mean, the tempo changes are absolutely insane. I mean, it's so great.
How have you not heard this song before?
I don't listen to Barbra Streisand. I don't know.
You've never heard it. Never. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm sheltered.
How could you?
I mean, you have never heard Rebecca Black, and I've never heard Barbra Streisand.
Okay,
so what do you want from my life?
Forget it. Wait. Rebecca Black. Forget about that for a second. Barbra Streisand has been around for how many decades?
Yes.
How have you not heard this song? I don't understand. I'm not saying you have to sit at home and listen to Barbra Streisand, but how do you not? I can't.
That's how I felt about you and Rebecca Black's Friday. I mean,
whatever. That doesn't count anymore. Okay, but I like that version. It's such a fun version.
It is, and it's a fun version. So the next one is one that it reminds me of you for many different reasons. So when we did your Christmas episode, you brought up, who was it that did the Christmas waltz? Was that Sinatra? Who was the one that performed the Christmas waltz on your episode? Was that Sinatra?
That's Sinatra. Okay. No. Go. I'll find out.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! Because there's a couple versions of
So the neat thing about this version that I found. So I found someone else who done the Christmas waltz. I know we mentioned Norah Jones and Amy Grant, I think, doing this one. But there's another person that did this song, and I don't know if you remember this one, this episode that you talked about. Goes
Give
like
your face something to smile about. With
Go. So do you remember that guy Barry Manilow? You ever hear of him before?
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you brought that back.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So anyway, so Barry Manilow did the Christmas waltz, and I haven't brought it up yet, so I have to find it quickly.
I'm not surprised though that he did
I'm not either.
Yeah, no, but go ahead.
So
I'm curious.
Barry Manilow's Christmas waltz.
I can't remember if I've heard it before. That's the...
Frosted window panes, candles gleaming inside, painted candy canes on the tree. Santa's on his way, he's filled his sleigh with things things for you and for me. It's that time of year when the world.
He's such a great orchestrator too.
He is. He's
great
fantastic,
arrangement.
and I definitely heard his version. I totally forgot that he did. It definitely was Frank Sinatra, though. Like you said.
Cool. So moving along, this one was a hard one for me to get in. I think because I'm not a fan of his singing, and I think that for me, I'm not a fan of him in general. Except I think he's a great lyricist. So I tried to find a song by this performer that would showcase his voice in a way that I thought was appropriate. So this is Bob Dylan, and this is the Christmas Blues.
The jingle bells are jingling, the streets are white with snow. The happy crowds are mingling, but there's no one that I know. I'm sure that you'll forgive me if I don't enthuse. I guess I got the Christmas blues. I've done my window shopping, there's not a store I missed. But what's the use of stopping when there's no one on your list? You'll know the way I'm feeling.
I just think it suits his voice so well.
It does. And I understand now what you're saying by you never got into his voice. It's tough.
Yeah.
Because you have to.
But his writing and lyrics are just so good.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's like. It's like we talked about Bruce Springsteen, where he's a fantastic writer. His lyrics are fantastic. Doesn't have the greatest voice in the world, and he knows it, but he didn't feel anybody can bring it to the stage the way he can, and that rightfully so. I mean, it's his music.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I get it. Very cool.
And you brought up Kenny G, and I think that, we have, I mean, this is, I think one of the better selling Christmas records of all time, the Kenny G's Miracle. So this is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas by Kenny G. Thought it was weird that he plays out of the side of his mouth.
Listen, how long did he hold the note for?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean,
I would think that would make the circular breathing more difficult too, because circular breathing, you got to puff your cheeks, and I guess it's a good seal. It's a good seal,
So I played soprano sax for a bit in post. There was a few songs that they needed one, and I was I don't know, for some reason I thought I could spend the money and buy one, so I did. It ain't crazy expensive, but I caught myself playing it out of the side of my mouth.
Really?
Not on purpose, not because I was trying to mimic him in any way. It was just once I got comfortable with certain things, I played it out of the side of my mouth. It was really odd, and I actually had to make a conscious effort to kind of center it. But I think after a while, we all got our own type of
absolutely
play. Yeah. Like it kind of goes to what you said about what Victor Wooten says, is that we try to teach a certain way when we really don't need to do that.
Yep.
So you listen, he's the one who's got money in his pocket from this. So he's doing something right.
That's true. So the next groupings of songs that I chose are from artists that they kind of wrote their own. I think all of them are originals. I believe there might be one or two that might not be original. One I think is not original. But the first one is from Carly Simon. This is what's the name of this song? Christmas is Almost Here. And I didn't fully search for the song. There it is. Here we go.
Let me be before the world what I am when I'm alone, and when my vision falls below, let there be forgiveness. Let me answer when I'm called. Let me know the voice is right, and when it's deep inside my soul, I'll know it by its light. And when it's deep inside my soul, I'll know it by its light. Help me to make the loving choice.
And Carly Simon, of course, was You're So Vain.
Yes.
Was her big tune.
I am.
You are. I mean, but that was also her big
I
song.
look in, yeah.
You probably thought that song was about you.
I know, right?
So another very well-known artist who wrote a Christmas song, Paul Simon, which I had no idea. Not your typical Christmas song, but this is called Getting Ready for Christmas Day.
December, I got money matters weighing me down. Well, the music made me merry, but it's only temporary. I know Santa Claus is coming to town. In the days I work my day job, in the nights I work my night, but it all comes down to working man's pay. Getting ready, yeah, I'm getting ready for Christmas Day.
Getting ready for Christmas.
So maybe not your typical Christmas song, but a very Paul Simon song. That is,
totally
Paul Simon to a T right there. So, and then on a completely different side of the spectrum, this is called Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight.
Merry Christmas, I don't want to fight tonight with. I don't wanna fight tonight. Merry Christmas, I don't wanna fight tonight. Merry Christmas, I don't wanna fight tonight with you. Where is Santa and his sled? And tell her why is it always this way? Where is Rudolph? Where is Blitzen, baby? Merry Christmas, Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. All the children are tucked in their beds. Sugar plum fairies dancing in their heads. So exciting, baby.
That, of course, was the Ramones.
I was going to ask if it was. Okay, thank you.
The Ramones. And then to bring back some Seinfeld, she had a wonderful cameo in Seinfeld as the main character in Rochelle, Rochelle. This is Bette Midler's Cool Yule.
Somebody's gonna make a happy trip tonight while the moon is bright. He's gonna have a bag of crazy toys to give the garnish to the girls and boys. So dig, Santa comes on big. He'll come a-calling when the snow's the most, when all your cats are sleeping warm as toast, and you're gonna flip when old Saint Nick takes a lick on a peppermint stick. You'll come a-flying from a higher place and fill the stockings by the fireplace. So you...
It's so fun.
It is. It's a fun song.
So winding down, we've got two other songwriters. I don't believe she wrote this. I'm almost positive she didn't. And if she did, I'm sorry. But this is Carole King, who is a phenomenal songwriter. So she was, partnered up with the likes of James Taylor. She wrote You Got a Friend with him and did a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, they came out with an album this year, Live at the Troubadour. It was James Taylor and Carole King just trading songs back and forth. It was an incredibly good album. This is Carole King's This Christmas.
Hang on the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together. Fireside is blazing bright, we're caroling through the night, and this Christmas will be
Such an amazing songwriter and just amazing musician. She was just phenomenal.
She is. It was written by Donny Hathaway and Nadine McKinnon.
Donny Hathaway. I forgot it was Donny Hathaway.
Yeah. I mean, she does a great job with it. Just those are the writers.
Yeah. So my final one is I don't think there's a way that we could do a Jewish musician Christmas thing without this song. I'm not even going to introduce it. So
when we dim the light, 12 o'clock that night.
That's the wrong one. Let's try that again.
I was going to say.
Let's try this one.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to.
That, of course, was written and sung by the great
Stridex.
Another great cameo on Seinfeld, the Velvet Fog himself, Mel Torme.
Yes. I'm sorry. I had to make the joke.
Stridex. Gum.
Stridex. So it's so cool to see or hear the different musicians and the different takes on the songs, and even those people of the Jewish faith singing songs of Christmas and still getting that feel of Christmas out of it, though it may not be their faith. And it's just that that's music right there for you.
Yeah.
There may be songs out there that a person won't do, and that's understandable because of whatever they are, wherever they come from, whatever the meaning are behind it. But it's amazing how you could pull a group of people together and have a mixture of different religions and sing a Christmas song or sing a Jewish song or sing a whatever song, and you are not of that faith. So that's very cool.
And I was doing some research, and there was one artist that I was hoping was Jewish, and they are not. But I heard a few songs, and I didn't realize they had any Christmas songs, and I had to play them for you. So I'm going to give you this one and then one more and see if you can figure out who it is, and then we'll use the third one to close out the episode.
I just love how you say, I wish they were Jewish, but they're not.
Yeah. Because when I heard the song, I was I really want to bring this person up, but
no.
So just take a listen to this one.
We can end it out. No, it's fine.
Yeah, and see if you can. And again, I like to break the rules. I got to break the rules, right? So
yeah, no, of course.
So here we go.
You're such a rebel.
Oh, come all ye faithful
Any guesses?
I know the voice.
Okay.
And I just cannot place
I'll
it.
give you another one.
And it probably makes me sound like an idiot.
To be fair, this is a duet.
Okay.
Christmas is the time of year to be with the ones you love, sharing so much joy and cheer. What a wonderful feeling, watching the ones you love having so much fun. Whoa.
I was sitting by the fireside, taking a walk through the snow, listening to a children's choir, singing songs about Jesus and the blessed way
That it came to us.
Why can't it remain?
Why can't it remain?
Ava Cassidy. Ava Cassidy.
Yep. And Chuck Brown. Yep.
I don't know why the first song it didn't click, but once it ended, I was like, I think I know, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her voice is just,
Yep.
so sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sad she's gone so soon because she would be, I don't know. She just, everybody would have been singing with her.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome. You have another one that you're going to play out?
I got another
when you
one,
close
Chuck
out the
Brown
episode?
and Ava Cassidy closing it to close us out. Unless you've got something that you want to play on the end.
No. I think that's
Okay.
fantastic. I think it's a great
Cool.
idea. No, it's perfect.
Because I'm out of other songs.
but this was fun because it was fun to like I said, there's so many religions around the world. We as a country, because we were in the States, Christmas seems to be the most prominent for multiple reasons. It could be for faith, it could be religion, it could be commercial, whatever you want to say. And then you have Judaism, which brings you Hanukkah, and they tend to be the more prominent religions. But then there's all these other religions that are there as well that we just don't know about because we have no idea about the cultures and the people that celebrate and these faiths. And I would love to learn more about them. I'd love to bring them in for next season, the next holiday, because I'm sure we're going to do holiday music again.
Yep.
I would love to bring them in for holiday music and share more of those other religions, even if it's just one episode, even if it's an episode that shares couple, whatever, just, it's great. And, it's just funny how it's more prominent now too, because we have social media and we have all the stuff so you can see these religions. And I think that's the beauty of it. That's some nice positive aspects of social media. But back in the day, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, when people were doing music, you weren't pushing out Hanukkah music. Right. You were a Jewish performer who had Jewish faith, and you were putting out Christmas music because that's what made money.
Yep. Exactly.
So it's nice to see this growth and even though the Hanukkah music was being done back then, it's just even now you're getting more and more people that are sharing that, and I think everything needs to be shared.
Yeah. And just to kind of
my little rant.
Yeah, I mean, and to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, while I was trying to figure out what Ava's religion was, I found a little article about her, and her biographer said Cassidy did not adhere to one particular branch or denomination. Her spirituality was one of openness and universality, reverence and joy for the whole of creation and for all of us who are part of it.
And I'm totally down for that.
Me too.
Let me align with that right there. I got it.
Yep.
We're good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yep.
I kind of want that. Can you send that to me so I have that in writing, please?
Yeah, sure.
That's fantastic. So after this episode comes out, it will be the first night of Hanukkah is December 18th, I believe.
Okay.
Which is fantastic. I think we are going to go live that evening, so we'll play some fun songs.
Cool.
We'll do some stuff.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that you? I just heard a random beep.
It wasn't me. I didn't hear a beep at all.
Oh, that's so weird. Maybe it's a car horn outside. It wasn't recorded. We're good. Okay. Anything else you want to share about where we're going with everything?
No, I think I'm good. And then I'm just gonna say, stay tuned for next episode because we got some fun stuff planned. Hopefully, we can pull it all off.
It may not be as long as some of our other ones, but
certainly not this one because we're pushing an hour and a half.
But it'll totally be fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that next one. And then
and make sure you're following us on Twitch and get on our Discord server, get us on Twitter, on Instagram. So
yeah, email us, reach out to us if you have any questions, you want to share anything, you want us to share anything, we'll happily do that. And just again, thank you for listening. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Are you ready? You want to read it out? You want me to read it out?
I don't have it up.
Do I sound that fantastic now with the microphone that I should?
Yeah, we should let you test out your new. This is what we call it, where we call it ops checking. You should ops check your new audio equipment. That's what you should do.
All right. Thank you, Kyle. It's been fun again, as always, every week. We don't just talk to each other on the night that we record. We text each other like, we're in a relationship, and the texts sound like we're in a relationship. My wife is like, "Is it your other wife?" I'm like, yes, the one in Ohio. All right. Thank you for listening to Turn on the Music, the podcast. We hope that you join us next week. Follow us on Twitter and Turn on the Music. See, I messed it up already.
You're just ops checking the mic. That's all.
Yeah, that's it. I was just testing the mic. I think we may need to update this closing for next season because we have Twitch and everything. So,
well, we updated with Discord, didn't we?
Yeah, we totally did. Okay. All right, let's try it again. Thank you for listening to Turn on the Music, the podcast. We hope that you join us next week. Follow us on Twitter at Turn on the Music and on Instagram at Turn on the Music Podcast. Do you want to continue the conversation? Please join us on our Discord. Link is in the show notes. If you like what you hear, share it with a friend. And if you really want to help us promote the show, head over to Apple Podcasts or the podcast service of your choice and give us a 5-star rating. Remember, always share the music.
Ava Cassidy and Chuck Brown, the Christmas song.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dress up like Eskimos.
Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight.
They know that Santa is on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh.
And every mother's child is gonna spy